What's the big question for the Jets this season?
Really, what or how they use that young player, the young man that we just saw, Justin Fields, their quarterback, because Tanner Engstrand, who's their new offensive coordinator in New York, who comes from Detroit, what's the offense going to look like? What's the mixture of schematics that they're going to put together? Because here's the reality. Justin Fields, since 2021, averages 6 yards per carry. That's only behind Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels. So you absolutely want to utilize that skill set, but that's not necessarily something that this offensive coordinator saw, certainly with Jared Goff in Detroit. So what is going to be the mixture of offense, scheme philosophy-wise, with the athlete that Justin Fields is, but also the plenty capable thrower of the football as a quarterback? Can they find that perfect marriage?
Yep, Tanner Engstrand with the Lions last 5 seasons, last 3 as passing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Jets tackle the Justin Fields riddle, because we know his athleticism and his speed and his legs, his ability to run the football is high level. But we can talk about like Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts and how they run and stuff like that. But what makes them special is not just their legs. It's their ability to have a balanced plan of attack and knowing when to run and when not to. I mean, that's what actually Jalen Hurts arguably does the best out of all of them, is really this deep understanding of when it's time for me to take off with my legs compared to when it's time for me to hand the ball off to Saquon and when it's time for me to throw the ball, and understanding what is needed in any given moment. And it's not the easiest thing. Sometimes it's reading defense, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's more instinctual. And I think it's something that Justin Fields struggled a bit with in Pittsburgh. You saw him, the quarterback school did a great job a couple of times of highlighting just like this moment when you're just kind of like, you're kind of caught in between two worlds here. You're kind of unsure what to do in this moment of time. And so, Justin Fields still needs to very much be developed in that regard. And so it's a tough one, because if you want to rely heavily on his athleticism and in his legs, it's like you can obviously do that. And he's obviously not a terrible thrower, a terrible passer either, but it's just the ability to put it all together. That is still the question. How do you put this all together, especially in a way that keeps things simplified and grounded for someone like Justin Fields? I talk about this a lot, right? Like the number one job of a offensive coordinator or offensive head coach is to simplify the offense, no matter who it is for, whether it's for Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just that is the ultimate job, is to simplify the offense. And again, simplify doesn't mean dumb it down. That's not what simplify means, but it's to make their job as easiest as possible, right? That is the objective. You want your quarterback largely to be this plug and play robot. You just do. You want him just to be able to be an extension and an avatar of the coach. And it's just like, you're just going to just execute. Everything is going to be so simple. I see A, I do B. I see C, I do D. Like, it's just so robotic. The more robotic and mindless in a lot of ways you can play, the better. The better. So that's what I want to be able to see Justin Fields be able to do more with the New York Jets. But again, it's tough when you're trying to develop someone, and you need them to be better. You need them to grow and become a better player, as well as what can we do in the immediate moment to maximize who you are as a player today. Those are two different things and two different paths. And so how they overlap is tricky. It just is. We saw this perfectly with the rookies last year, especially Sean Payton and Bo Nix. There was things that Sean Payton was specifically not asking Bo Nix to do earlier in the season, because he understood we are developing this aspect of this quarterback. We are developing this quarterback. Even though maybe in that moment we needed him to do certain things in order to win, I'm not going to ask him to do that right now. So again, you need a coach and a coaching staff, for that matter, that deeply understands that. If Justin Fields can get to a coaching staff that understands what he needs today and what he needs tomorrow, then I think Justin Fields can definitely grow and become a significantly better player. But it's just not the easiest thing to do. Not all coaches, just like how we see players, just like how we see with quarterbacks, how we see such a steep drop off. Like you have that in coaching, and everyone always likes to automatically say, oh, their coach is great or this or that, or just like, oh, this coach came from this team or worked with this other coach, like he's going to be great. And there's just no guarantee in that ever, 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 ever. You got the Detroit Lions fans trying to cope and just be like, oh, their new OC is going to be better than Ben Johnson. And it's like, you understand the chances of that are like 0.001%. Like, what you think just great coaches are just everywhere? Under that logic, then we should have 32 awesome quarterbacks. It should be pretty easy to get at least like 25, top 5, top 10 caliber quarterbacks. We sure as heck don't have that. We know that. Justin Fields fans know that. So it's just kind of absurd to think that you're just going to automatically get great coaching and coaching that's going to deeply understand what someone needs. And again, I'm not saying the Jets don't have that. I'm not saying that, but it's more complicated to get a type of player like Justin Fields to work in the NFL. And that's been proven so far as we've seen his career unfold within the NFL. So I'm so fascinated to see what they do and what their attack is. I don't get the impression based off of what we've been hearing the Jets say that it's going to be this big run focused Justin Fields. My guess is they're going to try to mimic to a degree what the Eagles asked of Jalen Hurts. Of course, obviously he just won the MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl win, all of that fun stuff. So we're going to have a lot of people who are going to try to, copy that approach, which is a lot easier said than done. So I imagine they're going to ask Justin Fields to throw the ball, but it's just going to be a lot more targeted. They're going to ask Justin Fields to run, but I just wonder if they're going to be able to balance this out more so with RPOs rather than kind of some of these designed runs for Justin Fields. I feel as though in the past, so much of it has been really relying on a lot of these more designed runs than anything. And I think the way you become a little bit more balanced and a little bit more experienced with running the offense is getting to a point where Justin Fields can be, to a degree, a little bit more of a decision maker in real time. That's how Jalen Hurts really elevated his game when he finally became the actual captain of the offense, and it was the ball was in his hands to decide, what I'm going to do with it in this moment. I think it gave him a level of freedom, confidence, and groundedness that I think really, really helped him. Again, you still need a great OC to put it all together. Make no mistake about that. But I think it empowered Jalen Hurts in a way that just got him a little bit more comfortable, especially with his style of play that was still put within a frame and parameters of the offense that Kellen Moore wanted to run. So yeah, I think this is such a wait and see at this point with Justin Fields to kind of see what is their actual plan of attack. And truthfully, using the Steelers and the Bears as a reference point at this point doesn't mean much in terms of like what they'll be looking to do. So yeah, I'm interested to see. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Justin Fields? What do you think the plan of attack will be, in terms of how they're going to look to maximize him with the New York Jets? Obviously the offense. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.